Okay, now, I don't know about you, but I've been trying to figure out why somebody like Trump has been able to capture the imagination of this country so big to actually become president, maybe. This is before the election, so maybe you're watching after. But even, look how far he came, and I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, we all have our guesses, but I ran into some data recently that maybe explain it. Look at this chart. Okay, this shows you the mortality rate of people, white people actually, 45 to 54-year-olds in the country, okay? So white people and Hispanic, and then with other countries. So it shows you the mortality rate. How many people die between the ages of 45 and 54? Okay, see the red line that is now on top? Well, back a few years ago, right before 2000, that was going down with everything else. And then it starts shooting up, that red line. And that's for white people in the USA. So they started dying faster than any other country. And it was going up. Every other country went down. And also the blue line, if you can see the heavy blue line in the middle there, and it's labeled USH, which is United States Hispanic. So even the Hispanic population went down with the other countries. So that means fewer deaths at age 45 to 54. Except, it seems like the only people in the world were white people between 45 and 54. Their mortality rate went up. More of them were dying than ever before, and everybody else is going down. I mean, that was amazing to me. And I wonder if that's it. Man, if you're not healthy, if you feel things are bad, or whatever, and things like that, that has to have some effect on you. Now here's another chart. Look at this, is the why this is going on. Why are the increased mortality rate in people 45 to 54? Look at the reasons. The top one now is poisoning. And look at down in 2000, that wasn't even on the list. And that means alcohol poisoning, drug poisoning, things like that. So, whether from drugs or alcohol, which who knows why that happens, a lot to me is just unhappiness for some reason. And then suicides. Look how much suicides went up. Diabetes is about the same, lung cancer going down, chronic liver disease is a bit up, but poisoning and suicides just skyrocketing. Man, that's amazing to me. So I'm wondering if that is, if you're not feeling well and you're even to the point of suicide or taking drugs to numb yourself, you're pissed off, I would think. You're unhappy, whatever the hell's going on. So who gives you an alternative? It's Mr. Trump, I would think. Now here's another thing of white men between 25 and 54 in the labor force. Okay, now look at how it's growing for those white men between that ages in the labor force. It's now 6%. It was, 1.6%. So very few of them are working. 6% are not in the force. That means they're not unemployed. They're not in the workforce. Now there's another 1% going to school, another 1% taking care of home, and another 1% retired. But 6% aren't even in the working force. But the most important is that trend line. Less and less are even getting into the workforce in order to contribute. And that's sort of sorry to me, because I think work, is something to do in life, something contribute. It doesn't have to be work. Find something that people pay you to do that is joyful for you and you're making a contribution. I look at this other list. Percentage of people who took painkillers the day they asked them. So the day before they asked them, the day they asked them, they said, hey, did you, or the question was, did you take painkillers yesterday? Here's what happened. Men, who were employed, 20% of men did. And about 20% who were unemployed did. But look at 43% of the men not in the workforce took painkillers the day before. Wow. Women, it's about the same. They're a little bit more that are working. They're taking painkillers more, but less when they're not in the workforce. Wow, no wonder the drug companies do so well in this country. It's funny out there, I think. No, it's very complicated. I'm sure all these issues are. But something's going on with middle-aged white people, particularly middle-aged white men who are not doing well in our society anymore. And it seems like neither the politicians are talking to them, or Donald Trump is, and maybe realizes that a little more. Maybe the rest of us will realize that a little more now too. See, what I'm trying to do is show people what they don't find anywhere else. Like, here's 4 organizations that give out either smartphones or like 500 minutes a month for free for cell phone service, or even discounts on internet access that you can't find anywhere else. But these people don't advertise because they don't have money to advertise. Also, they're getting government grant money, stuff like that, to help supply, to let them do this kind of stuff. So that's what like my custom research that I do really shows people things like this. Okay, here's 4 things. Take down the names and numbers here. Here's one: Assurance Wireless. Okay, free cell phones and 500 free minutes every month. Okay, here's another one. Safe Link. They have free cell phones and 350 minutes per month. Or how about discounts for low income on landlines and cell phones, and that's USAC. And you can see I have a graphic there of them. Okay, now also here's another one: $9.95 internet access. Yeah. Wow! I mean, I paid $50 or something like that, $60 per month. So in my research services, that's what I'm trying to do, is show people like that, or just encourage you to find it yourself. It's going to take some time to find it, because it doesn't pop up easily on Google. You have to really know what to ask for. So the reports you get from me are things like this, but I'll show you 100 of them. Like in areas, if you want to start a business and looking for free money to live on, well, I'll show you 150 free places like this that you could get money to live on, while you're starting a business. Now, some of the programs are income related, like a lot of these cell phone programs, but others aren't. They have no income requirements. Like, you could get $8,000 to train for, to use computers in your new work, and that's a grant. And you could be a millionaire and still take advantage of that. But people don't know, because they don't advertise these programs on Google. You just get lost in that maze of finding millions and millions of websites that don't give you what you want, because you got to ask the right questions. And that's what I do. So if you want to go to school, I'll show you money to live on and go to school, or show you ways to get, schooling for free, higher education, training, and stuff like that. You want to start a business, I'll show you money to get that. And it's not, so some fat cat. No, it's either crowdfunding money or shared economy, government organizations, or how to do it without any money. You don't need money to do stuff in this country. You just need to know your options. What else is available? And that's what I'm trying to do. So it's whether it's health care, whether it's legal help, all those issues I could help with. So go take a look at leskotutor.com, and I have reports as little as $5-6 that I did all the research, compiled. Then we have custom reports, so to find the areas in your neighborhood, because most of this free stuff is at the local level, so I can't do one report for the whole world. It'd be as big as the internet itself. So that's why we have custom research, to find the offices where you live that have this free money and help, so you could get on with life, solve your financial problems, or do the things you always wanted to do. Don't let stupid money get in the way. I'll show you how to get over that hurdle, through that hurdle, or get around it. So it's leskotutor.com. Okay, so what are you going to do for the rest of your life, huh? Well, how does this sound? How about ditching your house? Because that's probably the most expensive thing you have. You get an RV, right? And now you travel the country, going to the greatest spots in the world, but you could get jobs while you're doing it. They call it work camping now. There's people traveling all over the world, a lot of retired people, a lot of people just gave up with the current, lifestyle that's going on, and really it seems like becoming more important because it makes sense. I just read an article in the New York Times about it. It said the work combines elements of the gig economy. I've talked about a lot about that, telecommuting, and the contingent workforce that's becoming more and more popular in America. And they're going all over, like going to campgrounds and working there. And see, all in this gig economy, on the road, sort of the camping, is you get free camping space and utilities and stuff like that. And really, actually, Amazon is even hiring people like that. Like you can work at Amazon warehouse just temporarily. You don't like it, you leave. It doesn't matter. And you get in your RV and you go somewhere else. You go to the Rockies or the Smoky Mountains or whatever, and you work there for a while if you like. All these things. And there's a newsletter or a website called Work Camper, and that's Work WRKAMPER News, and they collect this kind of information. People looking to hire people. I mean, the kinds of things that they were having are neat jobs too, like a concessionaire in the North Carolina mountains, or up in Alaska, on the snow-capped mountains, you could get a job. And see, that's all temporary. There's no commitment. You have your RV, you don't like it, you drive to the next place. Here's a neat one. At an amusement park, they want somebody to play the sheriff. And you make money. A Rocky Mountain guest ranch. And on your days off, you're fishing, horseback riding, hiking, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a neat thing that seems to be going on. A lot of retirees do it, rich people, low-income people, all kind of people are doing it. The work camp community illustrates the many trends shaping by baby boomers. They're shaping it, including the search for both money and meaning in life as you grow older. Work campers, often shortened to work camps, run the gamut of low-income people, retirees to well-heeled, and they seem to thrive on the mobile lifestyle that works for those who prize their independence but may strike many of their peers as rootless. What do you mean rootless? That's being independent. And you go and you get a job here for a while, there, and it's all a way to keep up on where the jobs are, whatever. You work for Amazon. So these are real jobs, but they don't, certain times a year they have more money, and then they pay your campground fees. See, there's always more than one way to get through this life. And some of them are more fun than others. But more, I think, man, if you didn't have that overhead of a house every day and you just had the little RV, so maybe you want to ditch the house, get an RV, start writing that novel, or maybe doing something else, and making a living with these jobs on the road and wonderful spots too. Well, hi, let's go over this report I sent you. I'm sorry it's so big, but my biggest problem is just choosing the right stuff to put in. I mean, there's so much. I could have put 1,000 things in here, but there's about 100 or so items here that you should be aware of as you go through, trying to finance and staying alive while you're going to school and getting an education. And these are extra ways to make money or pay for bills and stuff like that. And it's stuff that most people don't know about because you can't Google this stuff and find it. That's the problem, because most of these places don't have advertising money to tell you about it. The stuff you get when you use Google is people who want to sell you stuff. So everything in here in this report cost you nothing. So let's get to it. Okay, first is at your your city. Now it looks like your city is part of the Bernard's Township. And the one thing that they have is a lot of free and low cost health care clinics and screenings. So they have a lot of that going on this side. The local government. Every local government is different, whether it's a city, a town, or county, and things like that. So I'm just trying to aim at what's in your area. So there's a listing there. You hit the link and you get the details of that listing. Also, what they have is affordable housing program. So if you're interested in buying a house, the income for this. See, a lot of these things are income dependent. And I see here that income goes up to $84,000 and they think you're scraping by, and in your area you probably are. So that's why a lot of people think, all these government programs for poor people and things like that. It's really not true. Or actually what's more true, how much money people are making and they're still poor. So maybe that's the more reality. So that's there. Let's see what else. Grants for down payment and closing costs. Okay, this is money you don't have to pay back, to buy a house, fix up a house. Here's more grants and closing costs from your county. I put it in there instead of the county programs because it's it's housing, and you got housing at the state. Now here, the library, a lot of people don't realize the value of a library, and we sort of, since the internet come, we think, who needs a library? But man, they're wonderful. Besides having free internet, and some of them even have internet you could take home, so if you don't subscribe, I couldn't find it on for your library, but you might as well check anyway. And they also do, a lot of them do, and I have a video here you could see, is that they will sit down with you at a PC and help you set up like a store on the internet or something like that. Because all that stuff is easy nowadays, but if you're a little computer shy, you're not going to struggle at it. And that's why your librarian is a good place to get that done. And the other thing the library has access to, and you could contact your library and ask them for these two publications. One is 10,000 free grant programs for individuals, and this is mostly from foundations, the big corporate foundation giving places. There's about 10,000 of them that give money to individuals. Now it's a book or an online service. You could pay for $90 or $100, but you get it free through your library. If your library doesn't have it right there, they'll show you a library that does have it, or tell you how to get it for free. And then also things is, besides the 10,000 individual grants, there's 140,000 private people for mostly, this is money to go for nonprofit. So if you want to start a little nonprofit, you're involved in nonprofit, this is where to go to get that money. It's very well organized and things like that. All the professional grant writers use them, and you don't need a professional because you could start with that. And that's all for free and at your library. So make sure you know the services there. I mean, they also have things like you're trying to learn language. They hook you up with, conversation. Like I'm trying to learn Mandarin now, and actually just having someone, a local person to struggle with my Mandarin is really great. And the library helps you with things like that. Okay, here's the first thing you do too. You're hurting for money. You should be aware that there's free financial counselors. I have a link there for where they are in New Jersey. I have videos here that you'll see the people I've interviewed that do this kind of work for free all over the country. There's thousands area. You call one. If you don't like the one, you call another. That's how this game works. Because they get the same amount of money whether they help you or not, and so you might as well get people you really like. Let's see, it's trying to translate. Wow, it's trying to something to my computer's trying to voicemail it. Okay, so you have, and also at your county cooperative extension service does that too. Has free help. If you have financial problems, they call your creditors, work you out, get you consultants for free and all that kind of stuff. Because that's why when you go on Google and look for free help, you're not going to get free help. You're going to get people selling you something. So this is how to get free help for anything. Let's see, short-term and part-time courses to train for a better job. That's Career Center. $8,000 to train for a job. That's right. Now that's a very important program, I feel. You have a place where you get $8,000 trained for a new job. You can also, if you have a small business, have an employee trained there, or here. And actually, you could train yourself to be, to get a skill, not only for your employee, but for you. Like, say you want to start a business, I don't know anything about QuickBooks. I want to take QuickBooks class. Well, you can ask them for that kind of money. That's what they use their money for. Well, here's free money to live on while you start your own business. People don't realize, and it varies anywhere you are in the country, but you could get your unemployment money to use as, paying your bills while you start your own business. And here's the office to find that. There's a video here of people shows you how they used it or whatever. Now here's something very important too. I think one of the best programs that the government has, no matter who you are, because we all live in a little more complicated society now, and so it's really set up for small business, but it's for freelancers, for nonprofit organizations, anything about self-employment, things like this. You have a contract that somebody gives you for a job and you don't know what to do with it, you can go to this office. This is the Small Business Development Center. They get grants to do all this for free. So don't pay some consultant or lawyer when you could get it for free. You want to know how to do your taxes. Don't pay for an accountant. They'll show you how to get this kind of stuff for free. It's amazing, all the stuff. You want to write a business plan or a proposal or things like that, they'll help you with all that kind of stuff for free. You want to know how to write off your home, you can get that for free. That's what's so neat about our country. The free people don't advertise, so you're not going to show. Now here's somebody looking for a job. See, this is a good place to go for a job, because they'll help you get a government contract. And getting a government contract is almost better than a job. You could be a freelance artist, a freelance writer, a freelance priest, almost anything, a yoga instructor, and the government buys more of that than anybody else. And they'll show you how to get that kind of stuff too. And that's what's important about that. Okay, here's a special office just for vets. Vets or something. And actually, there's a video that I have here with that office that shows you the vets who use this office get twice as much money as the vets that don't. They know the system so well, they could beat the system for you. And that's what's so neat about it. So it's amazing to me how we set up government offices to get more money from other government offices. Could you imagine General Motors setting up a little office? Here's how to get a better deal at our dealership. But that's what they're doing at the government. That's what's so neat about the government. Here's another thing, is a place for seniors and people with disability. This is a clearinghouse. People, any kind, you have a disability and hey, how do I pay for this? How do I do that? You're a senior thing. This is an office just for that. And that's what's cool to have around and know that it's there. Okay, how to get free child care, health care, food, pregnancy help, Medicare, housing, disability, transportation, financial assistance, and emergency assistance, all from one office. Actually, it's a dozen programs wound into one, and they help you through the whole process. That's the county program there. Okay, transportation for seniors and people with disability, that's how to get that place. Job training and placement for young adults. You guys have a special place just for young adults. I think it's people up to 24 years old or something looking for work. And they help you through the process. And that's what we all need help. We all need a kick in the side of the head to see things that we haven't seen before. That's really right in front of our eyes, but we don't know it. That's why we're the question mark suits. We don't know the questions to ask. Here's a question. A sliding scale fee for mental health services. You want free mental health services? Okay, this is free or sliding scale. You can get it. I mean, you're going to go and you're fighting drug rehab or clinically depressed or whatever, and don't know and need help handling it. We all need that kind of help. So this is where they get that kind of help for free. So you don't have to pay top dollar. Now, here's over 100 free services to solve your daily life problem. 100. They're all listed right there. And you could download the sheet, keep it around so you know what to do. Here's the housing problems, the rent utility assistance, substance abuse assistance, one-stop career services, clothing and households. All there. There's 100 items there. Keep that around. You're going to need that someday, for childcare or anything that's there. Okay, now here's another 100 sources for sliding scale for dental clinics, right? I mean, people were trying to work on better health care with Obama here. We're not doing such a good job, but what we really left behind, the train has left the boat on, is dental work. Man, that's a fortune now. And it's barely covered under Obamacare, even if you have that. So here's 100 places right there in New Jersey. You could get free. That means free or sliding scale. And if you're a certain income, you get it free. You have a little more, you have to pay a little more, yada, 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 yada. But see, again, you're going to, it's hard to find these places. And also, here's another place at Rutgers University they have that. Here's more dental clinics. This is a national database of dental clinics, healthcare clinics. You could search there for anywhere in your area. And then here's 147 hospitals that have to pay for your service for free. So you want to go to one of those hospitals if you can, because if you can't afford a bill, they won't send these torpedoes from Detroit to break your legs to make you pay. Free prescription drugs. This is the kind of drugs that you get in the corner. Well, actually they are now, because so many people are getting legalized drugs illegally. I mean, I think Rush Limbaugh was one of these people. Yeah. But prescription drugs, so many people don't realize programs, to pay for prescription drugs. I mean, so even if you have coverage, that the coverage, only pays like $20 or something like that, and you got to do the rest. Well, this is another source for that. And here's a video of a woman who shows you how she did it. Okay, here also, the best 3 numbers for where you live is 211. This is the place. You could go online, but I suggest you also call, use both, go online and call, because it's like Google for stuff you will never find in Google. You'll go to Google, like I have a sample here. If you go to Google and look up debt problems, okay, you get 147 million places that will help you with your debt problems. 99, 44, 100% want money from you. Okay, if you go to 211 and put debt problems, okay, you have 40 right in your zip code, 25 miles within your zip code, that are there to help you solve your debt problems for free. Wow. Okay, now do you want to fight with 140 million websites and try to figure out which ones are good for you, and you're going to wind up paying some person who's got a sweet voice a whole ton of money because you don't know what the hell else to do? Or do you want to go to this website and put in debt and see 40 places, just 25 miles, all of them are free. All of them are free. So I'd rather be checking out 40 instead of 100 and not pay a penny than checking out 140 million and be screwed. Yeah. Okay, here's one for mortgage, mortgage problems, one for training. I'm looking at 50 on mortgage problems, 100 in training. These are free places to get help training. Or emergency money, 100 places that help you in emergencies, within 25 miles. That's what I mean. God, we're running to Google for stuff, and we got to be careful, because it's not people who are going to help you. Sure, they're going to help you, but Google's all about capitalism. They want money, and there's parts of our life that don't require capitalism. Yeah, and that's what we have to be careful: when to use it, when to not. Particularly, you don't want to use it if you have money. Why do you want to give out more money when you don't have to? If you have to, then maybe you do all you can to do that, but to solve a problem. But if you don't have to, that's the important part. Okay, spay and neuter, $10. Hey, that's pretty good. I see places in the vets people cost you $100, $200 to do something like that. Okay, local community action says, these are great places. Actually, part of that, and I put a separate listing on that, there's money to get your driver's license reinstated due to outstanding surcharges, fines, and child support payments. Man, actually, I did a project for a guy the other day. That was one of his problems. They didn't have this in his state. He was driving for Uber, making money, and what Uber does is give you money to buy a car. They lend you money to buy a car if you don't have a car. So he's making enough money from Uber to pay the car and do all that stuff. But he had a bunch of traffic tickets or whatever, and they took back his license. So he's screwed now with this. He can't make money to pay his car debt or to support his family, whatever. And that's what something like this is for. See, and this is what your local community action is for, all this kind of stuff. They have case management for emergency needs, early childhood education and training programs, financial literacy. They have a stuff for first-time home buyers. See, it's knowing about this stuff. You don't know about that stuff, so you're going to go on Google and get screwed. Now, here's the other thing. It is individual development banks. Sure, you know about Bank of America and Chase and all these kind of things, but you don't know about community banks, because you know why? Because they're not making a ton of dough off you. See, those other banks are making money for stockholders. That's why they're in business. They want to make as much money for stockholders. These want to solve as many community problems as possible. So that's why they're more generous, they're cheaper, they're better. You know, and they also give you money back. Like here, these are about 10 or 12 right in New Jersey. If you put $1 into their savings account, they'll put 3 more. That's right. You imagine if Las Vegas did that. Every dollar you bet, you know, we're going to give you 4 more. They wouldn't be in business, right? So this is what they're doing. They're giving you extra money, you know, just to save. So instead of saving $1,000, you're going to have $4,000. You know, wow, you can't get that anywhere else in the world, even in Las Vegas on a lucky day. So that's why you want to know about that. Okay, here's a Jersey program. Let's get down to Jersey. Women help re-entering the workforce. You know, this is all, you know, educational information. We have a lot of women coming back. You know, I would use them for anything like that. Job counseling, computer literacy training, so they know about courses. You want to be trained in computer literacy, financial management, legal information. That's right. And so how to get legal problems solved for free. Contact them, even if you have been in the workforce. Because that's what they're... Okay, $10,000 zero interest loan for better water. Wow, isn't that cool? It's a zero interest loan. Rental assistance to while you fix up your home. I guess you have to move out of your home to fix it up, so they give you rent money to do that. Stay at home refinance program. This is if you're in trouble with your finances, so you don't want to be thrown out of your house or to avoid foreclosure. So this is money just set aside to refinance your home. Okay, housing programs because of the hurricane. A whole bunch of programs, you know, just because of the hurricane. $25,000 because you're a victim of crime to pay for lost wages. Yeah. So that's why if you're a crime victim, you break your glasses, you're out of work for a few days or whatever. That's what this money is there for. And it's up to $25,000. That's amazing. $15,000 grants for artists. That's right, you're an artist, you're a struggling artist, painter, dancer, director, anything you want. You know, that's a $15,000. Well, here's another thing here. Patreon, there's a website that does almost the same thing, but they give you money every month. You know, and right now they're giving over $1 million a month to artists. This is a private thing. You know, they're now, you know, actually the internet and crowdfunding is giving more money to artists than the National Endowment of the Arts. Okay, grants for historic preservation. A lot of people want to know about that. Money to pay your utility bills. Whole bunch of programs there. They're all listed there. Okay, 25 grants and free services for New Jersey. Take a look at that whole list. Go through the whole thing. There's money there that you forgot about that is sitting in departments and agencies. My wife got like $1,500 for her mom just calling that. It's old bills you didn't know were paid, and they try to find you they didn't. It's deposits you put in the phone company years ago and forgot all about it. They say they try to find some people, but they don't. Or $5,800 of extra income on families that people aren't taking advantage of. Money to pay your heating and cooling bills, or money for free child support. There's even money that people aren't collecting. There's a bunch of money just sitting there, that child support money that people haven't come by and collect. So you want to make sure you get your share there. Okay, and then we have videos on all these things. So you could go step by step and look the videos of all of these programs. They're all right there. Okay, what else we have after the video? It's a very short video. Okay, here's what you don't know about paying college. This is extra stuff. You're in college. I mean, I want people who are in higher education to know about this stuff, because here there's all the grants that are available at your state. Here's how to get Harvard on your resume. You could take a course and get a certificate. You took a course at Harvard for it only costs you about $100 online. There's hundreds of courses to choose from. So that's how to beef up your resume. Here's the most amazing education opportunity in the world, I think. This is a fellow who has a nonprofit school. It's an accredited, very highly reputable, accredited university. It's not like one of these for-profit universities that's screwing people all over the country. They give out 4-year degrees online in computers, healthcare, and business management. Man, I think this guy is a saint, and it's a program that everybody should know about. Here's some data on why college. You got to go to the right. It doesn't matter what college you go to. Here's how to stop paying application fees for college. Here's how to work for Starbucks to get all your tuition paid for. And here's 2 things that you download these 2 books, because these are not only important for you, but for other people you know. These are video ebooks. One is how to pay for undergraduate education by going overseas. It's cheap as hell to go to the best universities all over Europe. They're teaching not everyone, but they have thousands and thousands of courses, all in English. They're trying to attract people, English-speaking people. You only pay, like maybe $1,000 a semester. If you pay $2,000 a semester, that's a lot, no matter where your residence is. And they're in English. They're perfect for you, because and even in graduate, master's degrees, we got there too, because here it costs you $50,000 to $100,000 to do this. This is nuts what we're doing in this country. You don't have to put up with it. You just get on a plane fare and spend $2,000. That's a hell of a lot less than spending $50,000. Okay, here's anyone can get free internet money for your education, $50,000 to discount on your education, a whole bunch of stuff. Go through the list, see what's, one thing here, stay away from the for-profit university. They're screwing the heck out of people. Okay, cut your student loan debt. Okay, this is one thing you got to remember. Right there on the government's website on student loan debt, here's what they say. Beware. This is the Department of Education saying this. Beware. Private companies may contact you with offers to help you with your student loans for a fee. Remember, everything I'm saying here is free. So they may offer help you with your student loans for a fee. And the government goes on to say, remember, you never have to pay for help with your student loans. Because all these hucksters are doing is showing you government programs that will help you pay your student loans. Because actually these programs, you can pay as little as $5 a month. But it won't be for the rest of your life. If it was a normal thing, they'll cut it off after 20 years, and then they'll forgive the last $20,000 or whatever the heck you have left. So that's why check out these from it. It's all there, links how to find out about it, and even with the plus loans. And then I have some other things about how now the colleges, if they lied to you, you get money back. People don't realize this was in the legislation, and now they're taking advantage of it. And you got a legal way. I think there's going to be lawyers out there who are going to find this as an opportunity to do this. Okay, 1 million people don't have to pay their student loans. So here's crowdfunding. I don't know if you know about crowdfunding, but you should. There's a new way to make money for almost anything. It's better than grants. For almost doing anything. I mean, if you have an idea, you have a little project, you want to help the community, almost anything you want to do, you have an invention. Okay, this stuff on crowdfunding, it's free. There's no income requirements, no credit checks. You keep the money forever, no complicated forms. It's fast. You don't have to put up with fat cat bureaucrats telling you this is going to make it, son. They don't know, but they have the money, so you think they know, but they don't, because this goes right to the crowds. And the crowds don't give it to you, then it's dumb, because you'll never do. This way it's only a one-step process, because it's a way to really guarantee yourself success. And the most important thing, it is free to do. That's right, free. So we all have to learn. So if you can learn for free, man, that's why you're really going to get the best product, the best idea, or whatever. If you can get out and learn. Okay, here also women. download this report. This is a report that shows you women are 100% more successful than men at crowdfunding. That's right. Men are not as good in the money game. Right. So that's right. See, because this is based on crowds. It's not based on fat cats with cigars in the venture capital clubs, which are 90% men. That's why 9% of the money goes to men. No, here half of it goes to women because half of it is given by women. See, it's more the crowds. So watch all those videos there, sample videos. I show you how to use this for extra money paying your bills, travel expenses. People like $10,000 to pay for a wedding, $9,000 to pay for dog surgery. Help a neighbor get $75,000 because they lost their hand in an accident. Got $75,000 for him to get a bionic hand. Man, that's it. Even Obama uses this stuff. Obama uses crowdfunding to get for $1 million for the refugees. And here's how to use crowdfunding in college to get a job for graduation. So people are using this in their dorm rooms or while they're taking their classes or whatever, and then wind up a new career because it was all financed by just their brain and the money from crowdfunding. And this is how people did it. And that's what's so neat. The opportunities now are endless in America, but it takes effort. There's no magic. Nobody's just going to throw you a check, because you're a cute-looking person. And you can even crowdfund for tuition. I'll show you some examples. People here do $1,300 there, $56,000 there, $44,000 there. See, and they're using crowdfunding then. Okay, now here's another place for money is peer-to-peer internet loans. They're cheaper, faster, easier than banks. This is where the banks will pay you 1% for you to put their money in the bank, and they lend that money out to 12% to some small business. Well, here they cut out the middleman, put a platform to make it all easier. Now you put the money there and you get 3, 4, 5%, and they lend it out at 6, 7, 8%. So the only ones getting screwed are the people who own the banks. And the rest of us are benefiting from this. So learn about this different ways of doing banking. And here's another very important thing, I think, for us, particularly as students and the rest of us, to make money, to keep going, because this is where the growth in jobs are. It's coming from the internet. It's not coming from traditional jobs. There's more money, more jobs and internet opportunities being made than traditional jobs. And what's great about it for students is they're flexible. You work only when you want. You only choose the jobs you want. You don't have to worry about being paid. You don't have to worry about insurance. That's right. Part-time jobs or whatever have all changed. The universe has all changed. And here's how it's growing. I mean, the two big platforms that do this, Airbnb and Uber, they're worth $50 to $25 billion. They're worth more than Hyatt hotels or FedEx even, and they have no employees. So FedEx has 300,000 employees, and they're worth $45 billion. Uber has 2,000 employees, and they're worth even more, $50 billion. So you have 2,000 employees or 300,000 employees. But on Uber, you have 1 million people making money on it, like you can. So that's it. So you don't need credentials or degrees. No fancy resumes, no boss, no schedule. You work when you want. It's only for the salary you want. Website provides insurance for your protection, and it's all there. So see there. Go through the list. I have videos there for each section. They'll describe the kind of work that's there and the offers. So look at the videos and all these sections. And after that, I have another section that peers. Now they've reviewed a lot of these companies that do this, and this is good to see. Go on their website, look at the ones they reviewed. About half I have on that list are reviewed there, and they're reviewed by people using them. So this is good. It's sort of like a Yelp for the people who use this. So you can see exactly how much they're getting paid, how good it is, and things like that. So they get some other stuff. Here's other income opportunities, how to make money having dinner for friends at home, how to make money with your iPhone on the way to work, all this kind of stuff people don't know about, but I'll show you about it. Or even how to make money, if you like pets, you could take care of a dog or two and make up to $30,000 at your house part-time, because people don't like leaving their dogs in kennels. They'd rather leave it with a nice person somewhere in an apartment or whatever. You make more money. The dog owner spends less, and it's the kennel people. You know, the jails for dogs they have there. They're the ones that's cut out because they're not supplying what the people need. Okay, now here's one other thing you don't realize, that you could start your own store now for 20 cents. Look at that video. There's an introduction video. You could do it part-time while you're in school. You don't have to go anywhere. Just an idea, and it'll show you people who've done it all part-time that led to full-time jobs. And like I say, it costs nothing but 20 cents to start. Other things to do about starting a business, if you want to get into this, I give you some ideas of there. New business ideas are thoughtful. And here's another thing I want to make sure everybody knows is where to go if you need emergency money. Besides the 211 there, you know, this is a download. Download this because you'll have, you know, where you go for emergency money wherever you live, so you don't have to go one of these, you know, payday loan people. If they're terrible people, you're going to be in debt to them for the rest of your life. It's just not worth the effort. I mean, they're legal, but are they moral? Yeah, that's the problem. Well, it's legal, yeah, but is it moral? That's the issue. Yeah. So also here's ways to get justice and get your money back from bad businesses, professionals, or employers. That's why so many people don't feel we can get justice in this country, because we can't hire an attorney. You don't have to. You get better legal help for free. These are people, government offices, that will fight for you if somebody doesn't treat you right, even if you're wrong. That's what's so neat. You could be wrong. And they'll fight for you. And they'll roll over and play dead because nobody wants to fight with the government. But see, they'll fight with a lawyer because their lawyers are better than yours. But if you get the government after them, man, and the government has to investigate. So that's so great. So you got the power. Change the power structure. Use these sources. I tell you all about that there. And also here's the last three is places will help you do free research on anything. You want to go to places that have done this before. Who has to solve these problems? Instead of you using the internet and going around in circles for weeks, you know, or asking a brother-in-law who may or may not have that problem. Here are people that fight these kinds of problems that you have every day. One is 211. We talked about it the other day earlier. And two is your library. They all have places you can call, you could text, you could write, you could chat online. I have videos of all this. And three is your elected official. And I have a listing there of all your elected officials, how to contact them. And there's a video on all that too, if you really want to know the details, and you should. This is the most valuable asset that we all have for living in America. And the rich folks use the hell out of this thing, so the rest of us should too. And there's 50 other little bonus websites that give you free financial opportunities if you want more. But I'm running out of breath, and you're sick and tired of listening to me. So this is what you have. Use it when you think it's most important. And thanks again for using us.